The person we have talking to us today has been a journalist for 15 years. She's been a television news anchor for ABC, NBC, Fox, and CNN. She's been on National Public Radio. She had 15 years of journalism experience, and her fun fact is that she's actually interviewed 4 presidents. She transitioned into social media and works in a company called Wagner Social Media, and her sweet spot of business is social media maintenance and content development. She's great for this group. I've invested money in her. She has given me great results, and I am very proud to announce to you right now, Wagner.
All right, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to see you guys tonight. So people always ask me after 15 years, why would you leave TV, right? And I'm going to tell you. About 5 years ago, when social media started getting big, it changed the way people were consuming regular media, right? Nobody was coming home to watch the evening news anymore because they could see any video they wanted on YouTube or get the headlines from their friends on Facebook and Twitter during the day. And so people started getting laid off that did what I did. And the powers that be decided that we would compete. And so we were, I say forced, it was a labor of love, to learn social media. And so in addition to telling stories every day on radio and television, I told them on Facebook and Twitter. And I took YouTube video of myself out in the field and posted it. And so this became part of the way that journalists like myself connected with our audiences. And you can see it even today. How many times have you been watching a news program on Fox or ABC, and they'll say, now I'm going to read from my Facebook wall. Or here's the Twitter feed going across the bottom of the screen, right? A couple of months ago when they had the Japanese tsunami, CNN used all YouTube footage to cover that story, right? They didn't send a journalist there because they would have arrived after the fact. The YouTube video was all fresh. It was as it was happening, and that's more compelling. And so I really believe that social media is the future of media and the future of marketing and the future of the way we connect with each other and with our potential clients and customers. So about 2 years ago, I retired from TV, and I opened an agency to help business owners connect with their potential clients and customers. There are 2 things I learned as a TV anchor. One was to engage an audience. Second was to build my own credibility, right? And I would tell you that's what any of you needs to do. You need people to believe you when you talk about your area of expertise, and you need them to want to listen. And really that boils down to telling the story of your business. How are you going to tell potential clients and customers who have more access to you than they ever have before, thanks to social media, who you are and what you stand for and why you're different from the other guy, right? Marketing has changed. Media has changed. We used to do traditional media, so think about television ads, think about radio ads, even newspaper ads. This is what we call push marketing, where people are watching their programs or listening, and you're injecting your message into that programming. And you're hoping to connect with them, even though your message may have nothing to do with whatever they're watching around it. But now we've switched to a model that includes social media, and social media is about pull marketing. It's about connecting with people who didn't know you existed and drawing them back into your business, right? Making them want to find out more about you, making them want to connect with you on a deeper level. And the best part about it is, you set up your social media channels, and so when they get there, they're looking at a range of programming that you created. It's not anybody else's programming that you're trying to market in the middle of. You create all of that. And so your marketing message has a much better environment for being heard and understood. Why is social media important? Well, in the US, we spend 906 million hours a month on social media. Think your potential clients are there? Yeah, they are. 56% of adults have a Facebook page, and more than half of them check it more than once a day. So if you want to talk to an audience of people that's relaxed, feeling comfortable, might be open to your message, this is where you're going to find them. Social media drives business to your website. A lot of times, if you do a Google search, a company's social media sites will come up higher than their website on search rankings. That's because search engines send out little, we call them spiders, on the web every day. And the first day you put up your website, they found that website and they indexed it. And then the next day they found it again, but nothing changed. So they left it alone and they indexed something else. If your website's not constantly refreshing, which most of ours aren't, it's hard to maintain that top ranking. But your Facebook page is refreshing many times a day. Every time somebody comments, every time somebody likes something, every time somebody shares something, every time you post something, it's getting indexed over and over and over. And so it gets higher in search rankings. So if you Google my name, you'll find my Facebook and my Twitter and my LinkedIn and my website. And that's just fine with me. Because if you find my Facebook and you get to know me and you read what I write, then more than likely, if you like me, you'll go to my website, and if you don't, you wouldn't have liked my website anyway, right? Let's talk about the difference between a Facebook page and a website. How many of you have a website for business? Okay. How many of you have a Facebook page for business? Okay, good. I have a website. It says a lot of really nice things about me. You know why? Because I wrote them. Yeah. And everybody knows I wrote them, right? Nobody thinks my website is an unbiased look at who I am. I put that up there. But my Facebook page, I didn't write everything on there. My Facebook page is open. People can make comments. People can ask questions. They can interact with me. They can interact with each other. And it's a much more unbiased, authentic look at who I am and what I stand for, right? Who your business is. And so more and more, consumers are demanding that kind of access to us. It's not enough to look at your website anymore. They want to know you. Who's heard that marketing slogan? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Right? That's something we know. Well, Facebook is the #1 way these days that people get to know you. They get to like you. They watch how you interact with other people. Even if they're not interacting, they're lurking, right? Those lurkers. We've all been those people, right? And you sort of see what's going on. What kind of content are people posting? How are they reacting to things? Especially, what if somebody writes a negative something on your Facebook wall? Talk about that. They're watching how you react to that. So today we're going to answer the top 5 questions I get asked about Facebook. Okay? If you have others, we'll answer those afterwards. But these are the big 5 that I want you to know. Number 1, why should my business be on Facebook? Any of you in this room ask me if I think you need a Facebook page? The answer is yes. If you ask me if any of your friends need a Facebook page? Yes. Anyone we can find in that parking lot, do they need a Facebook page? Yeah, they do. I'll tell you why. Facebook has 800+ million users. They say by August, it'll reach 1 billion. 7% of internet traffic goes to Facebook. Google gets 9%, right? It's catching up. And Facebook is a place where you can grow and nurture communities. Okay, when you're talking about marketing your business, you want people to get to know you. You want them to feel comfortable with you, right? To know what you offer. And Facebook is a place where you can do that. You can become the expert. Let them turn to you for their landscaping questions, right? Help them out, give them value. Who do you think they're going to call when it's time to do business? The other nice thing about a Facebook page is that you know that audience is interested in you because they've opted in, right? If they like your page, they check out your Facebook page on a regular basis, they're telling you that they're interested in what you're talking about. So in all of your cases, it would be landscaping or related industries, right? Nobody's looking at my Facebook page because they want to know about root canals. They all want to know about social media. And that's what I'm talking about, lucky for them. So the audience is interested in you. That's a powerful thing. It's a place where you can have conversations. How many of you, if I said, I'm going to bring 200 people in here and they're all interested in your business, do you want to stand up and talk to them? How many of you would say yes? All of us, right? But that's what your Facebook fan base is. It's however many people who have said they're interested in your business and who have opted in to hear messages about your industry multiple times a day. And lastly, the reason I like Facebook is because it's an easy place to share pictures and video, right? All social media channels to an extent can share pictures and video, but it's very difficult to write anything on YouTube. Twitter, you're limited by the characters, right? But Facebook, you can write what you want, you can attach a video easily, you can attach pictures, and that kind of visual content gets noticed more than just words do. And so it becomes an easy place for you to tell your story. It becomes a place where you can use any medium you want to get your message out there. Okay? The other nice thing about Facebook is that the stuff you put out there stays up longer. So I could go to any of your Facebook fan pages and see something you posted 2 days ago, right? I can peruse and sort of dig deeper and spend some time there. If I go on Twitter, the lifespan of a tweet is 1 minute. So a minute after you write it, it's gone. Okay? It doesn't have the kind of staying power that Facebook does. Let's talk about creating your Facebook page. This happens to be mine. Feel free to like it later. First thing I want to talk about is fan page versus profile. Out of all of you who raised your hands for Facebook pages, how many of you have just a personal profile? Okay? And how many of you have a fan page for your business? Okay. What's the difference? Can't I just use my personal profile to get business? No? Why not?
Because they're two different pages. I mean, your business is your business, your person is your person. You don't want to mix the two together.
Okay, right? Because you'll tick people off, right? So number one, it's an etiquette thing, right? All my friends know what I do for a living. They don't want to hear my best social media tips every day, right? And so etiquette indicates that you separate them. One has your vacation pictures and your kids and your pets, and one has your industry-related news, right? Most importantly, well, let's not give them that much credit. Somewhat importantly, Facebook says it's against the rules to use your profile for business. Okay? Now, have I ever seen them bust somebody and take their page down? One time, but that's it. Okay? Probably not spending a whole lot of energy policing these things, but it is against the contract you agree to when you sign up for a Facebook account. But there are other more practical reasons besides etiquette and the rules. One is that a profile, which is your friend page. Does everybody understand the difference between a friend page and a fan page?
I don't understand the fan page.
Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Good. So a friend page is where you're saying, I'm going to friend request you and you're going to accept me. A fan page, usually right here, it would have a button that said like. And then you would just click it if you like me and I don't have to do anything, right? And then you have access to everything here. So a fan page is public, like a website. That's why it gets indexed by Google. Anyone who finds it can see it, even if they don't have a Facebook account, okay? They do not have to participate in Facebook to see this page. Okay, so that's valuable. It's another piece of real estate that you're putting out there. A friend page isn't like that. It's not visible unless that person is on Facebook, logged in at the time, and connected to you in some way, right?
Can I ask, are these completely separate or are they tied in at the top?
I want you to ask anything you want at all times. That goes for everybody. They are tied in that this page is linked to my personal account. So I log into my personal account, and then I can administrate my fan page, but nothing personal about me shows up in this page. Okay? So that's number one. It's public, like a website. You want that. Number two, a friend page has a limit of 5,000 friends. So you can only connect with 5,000 people, and then you're cut off. Okay? Fan page, sky's the limit. We're all going to have more than 5,000 friends after this talk, so no worries. Okay? And then the last reason that I think it's important is that let's say, Jay, you and I met at a networking event. And I think, we hit it off, and maybe we could do a little business together, and I think I want to stay connected to that guy. So I look you up on Facebook, and I see your friend page, and it says, add Jay as a friend. And I'm hovering over the button, and then I go, oh gosh, is he going to remember me? Oh, I don't know, did we really hit it off as well as I think we did? Because I know if I hit that button, he's going to have to accept me, right? And that's a lot of pressure. Whereas if I find Jay's fan page, Jay may not even know I liked it, right? I'm going to connect with him, and I'm going to keep tabs on him and see if he's somebody I want to keep in touch with. It's a lot less threatening for your potential clients and customers. Now remember, we're talking about using Facebook for business tonight. So that's what it's about, making it as easy as possible for people who might want to use you for business to connect with you there. Okay? All right, so that's fan page versus profile. Let's talk about your profile picture. See my little face? Logo of my company is below it. Why wouldn't I use the logo of my company for my picture? Anybody? How many of you use the logo for your company? I want you to go home and change it. Here's why. We are trained to block out sales messages, right? How many of you, when you're watching TV, You go, oh good, the commercials are on. Nobody, you go get a snack, right? Or you hit the mute button, or you fast forward if you're on TiVo. So we're trained, our brains are trained to block out those sales messages. And now think about how you're consuming Facebook. It's a news feed, messages scrolling past. Most of those are your friends, right? You don't go on Facebook to connect with business. You go to keep up with your friends. You might like a few businesses, and then their updates scroll past, and all of a sudden you see a logo, business, not paying attention, right? You want your company message delivered by a nice smiling face. Preferably yours. If you're not comfortable with that, get your staff together, right? Group shots are fine.
On Facebook, a picture like that, are you better off having a headshot or a casual kind of outdoor picture? Is there really a benefit one way or the other?
Are you calling me out? That is my headshot.
Okay.
But it's outdoors.
So it is outdoor. I've regretted it ever since the day I took it, I promise you. So I would say that this is branding for your business. And so however you are for your business is how you should appear. This happens to be the same picture on my website, which is why I use this one. We're rebranding our website, so this picture will also change. But if you're a suit jacket kind of guy, you should be a suit jacket kind of guy here. I have a client who is a business coach, who his Facebook profile, he's wearing a suit and tie. Okay? I have never seen him in a suit and tie in the entire time I've known him. And I made him change it to a polo shirt because that's what he's wearing. None of you guys need to be in suit and ties. But it needs to look like the business you. So that if somebody does research here and gets to know you here, know, like, and trust, and then schedules a meeting, they don't walk in and go, whoa, that's not the guy I know, right? It needs to be comfortable.
So if you're working for a corporation that has a discernible logo, that people would recognize that in heartbeat, is that not something you want to put there as opposed to my picture just because I run social media for my company? They really don't know as much as the
right.
signature logo of my company.
I don't want you to put your picture just because you run social media for the company. I want you to put the face of the company. So maybe that's the boss. Maybe it's the logo, but unless you're Coke or Xerox, I don't know. Like if people are going to automatically recognize that logo and have a connection to it, then okay, I'm okay with that. Or if it's a big organization, like CLCA, whose picture would we put, right? So maybe then you need a logo. But in most cases, you're going to have better engagement and better connections if it's a human face. Okay? It's really a case-by-case thing if you think you're big enough to do that. I'm not trying to pull it off. All right, custom URL. You can't see, but look up here. It's facebook.com/KW social media. Okay? I set that. It's my custom URL. I'm the only person that can have it. And you want that. You want it to be pretty because if you look at your Facebook page, otherwise, it's facebook.com/ a bunch of numbers and letters. You can't do anything with that. So you need to set a custom URL so that then you can put it places. Business cards, email signature, brochures, flyers, all your printed materials, right? People want to connect with you here. Make it easy for them.
So again, you have your own personal URL for yourself and also one for your life business site?
I have separate ones, yes.
Okay.
This is just my business page. My other one's facebook.com/Katie Wagner.
Right.
So to set this, if you want to write it down, you go to facebook.com/username. Okay? And it's very easy to set, but make sure you like it because once you do it, you will never be able to change it without shutting down this page. Okay?
How do you do it again? I'm sorry.
facebook.com/username. All right, let's talk about your page title. Did I name my business this because I'm kind of vain? Don't answer. No. I named it because if you meet me somewhere and you remember my name but not what I do, you can find me. You remember what I do but not my name, you can still find me. This title is keywords to search engines. And that's Facebook search engines and Google search engines, right? Yahoo, Bing. So you want keywords in that title. I happen to just make it easy for myself by naming my business. If your business has a cute name instead, what's the name of your business?
ET Water.
ET Water. What do you do?
Smart controllers. Intelligent control irrigation pumps.
Okay, not smart speakers. So you're going to have to tell me a little more. Smart controllers.
Controllers automatically adjust themselves to changes in weather.
Okay. Gosh, I picked a hard one. All right, so you're gonna put the name of your company there, and then comma, and maybe you say smart controllers or water conservation or sprinklers or whatever it is, but you want some keywords in that title, right? I have retail clients. If you have a retail location in your business that does brick and mortar business, maybe you put Katie Wagner social media, comma, Irvine, right? Whatever it is that you think people are going to be searching for, you want to put those words in your title, okay? You don't want it to be too long because it's going to show up next to every post. So if it wraps around, that's just dorky. You don't want that, right? So make it short, but put some keywords in there. And again, be in love with that title, because once you get over 100 fans, you cannot change it without shutting down the page.
So you put like landscape contractor as opposed to your business name.
I would put your business name, comma, landscape contractor. Because what if somebody meets you at a party and remembers your business name? You want them to find you. Or if you're a person, I would, if you're an independent contractor, I would put my name and then comma, what you do. But never just your name, because what if they don't remember? Or more importantly, you want to meet people who don't already know you, right? Presumably everybody who already knows you would do business with you. This is about finding strangers, and we're going to talk more about that. All right, and then this came up earlier, so I'm glad I put it in there. Number of likes. That number is not important, okay? We're all like that, and we all want people to like us, and that number to be as high as possible. It doesn't matter, okay? Which is more valuable? 30 people who would recommend you in a heartbeat, use your services every day, interact on this page, know your name like that, or 300 people who could not care less about what you do?
Actually, 10 people who care.
10 people who care. Then have 10 fans who would use you. But what's more important is that this community is engaged with you, that they like you, they know you, they trust you, they would recommend you, they ask you questions. That's way more important than what that number is, right? Likewise, you could ask all your friends and family to like your business page, pump it up a little bit. That's legit. But again, they know what you do. They would use you anyway. That's not adding value. And I'm here to tell you that if you're going to spend as much time as this is going to take, if you're going to really commit to this and be consistent, it better have value. And so put some strangers on this page. I open up this number pretty much daily because I'm like that. And I go, oh gosh, I don't know them either. And I get all excited, okay? And then I stalk them on Facebook, and then it's like we're friends. But you want this to be strangers, right? So don't get caught up in the number of likes. Ask me.
In the trade that we're at, as far as the business requirement for retail founding management companies, what is the way to link them or like try to get them to traffic to your page?
Okay, that's FAQ number 3, so we're gonna put it on hold for now. FAQ number 2, what do I write? Okay, who has this problem? I've got a beautiful page, what the heck do I put on there? Right? It's all about telling your story, remember? Memorable stories add value, okay? We have a rule at my agency, 75-25 rule. That means 75% of what I post on Facebook has to have something attached that allows people to go deeper. Whether it's a link, or a video, or a picture, it has to give them a way to find out more, right? It can't just be a sentence. 25% of it can be cute, it can be a sentence, it can be pictures of your lunch. Actually, no. But it can be lighter, right? 75% has to add value. Because what you want is for somebody to take something they learned on your page and go home to the dinner table and be like, hey, listen to this. And then people go, where'd you hear that? Oh, I was on this great Facebook page today, right? Give them something they can share with other people. Give them something they can click the share button and put it on their page, right? Because that's how you spread the word about who you are. Because I will guarantee you, if your page is consistently providing value, people will come there again and again. They will want to see what you're putting out there. And it doesn't matter if they don't remember everything that you taught them, they will remember where they got it. And that's what you want. Memorable stories raise questions. How many times per week do you get unsolicited advice? Lots? I have a horse. People love to tell me how to take care of the horse. I'm assuming it's the same with kids. When you first had kids, did people tell you what to do with them? Yeah. People love to have their opinions be heard, right? They'll give you their opinion even if you didn't ask for it. One way to make them love your page, ask them for their opinion. Ask them questions. get them talking about it, right? It's the same reason when I did the news that we'd go, John from Idaho thinks this about this story, and we'd read you John's comments, right? Because John wants to see his name on the air. Give them the publicity, and how many times do you think if you ask somebody what they think and they're allowed to put it on your page, they'll then share it with their friends. Hey, look at me on this page, right? People wait until their comment shows up before they share your stuff. It is true. It absolutely is. And memorable stories get people talking. So sometimes there are things in pop culture or life in general that everybody's talking about. I wasn't particularly into the Super Bowl this weekend, but I was talking about it because everybody else was, right? So if you can somehow tie your company or what you do into what people are talking about, then when they're Googling that thing, they'll find you, right? Because you're putting keywords in those things. Facebook is searchable. So let's think of a Super Bowl example. You guys are landscapers. What if you wrote a post or an article about, is there ever a good time to have artificial turf in your yard, right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And you tie it into the Super Bowl and you say, here's the reasons they play on it, here's why it could be good for your kids. I don't know if it's actually good for your kids, but you make your case either way. Then when people are looking for Super Bowl hype, they're going to find your stuff. Have you noticed that when you go on Facebook, on your news feed, it's not chronological anymore? It's grouped by popularity. So it'll say, Katie Wagner and 10 other people are talking about the Super Bowl, and it's right at the top. So talk about the Super Bowl. Get your post up there, right? Doesn't matter. Royal wedding, Kim Kardashian's divorce, pick something that's in the news and tie your business to it. Story ideas. Good stories contain people, right? Would you rather know about grass or about the people who are planting it? People. Who are the people in your business? You, your coworkers, strategic partners, your clients, right? Other contractors that you work closely with. How easy would it be to take out your cell phone next time you're at a job and take a 20-second video of your client saying how much they like their lawn? How easy would it be to take some video of somebody who works for you doing their thing and explain what they're doing? Right? Put people in your stories and people will gravitate towards them. Show and tell, okay? Show me something that makes you an expert at what you do. Tell me something that maybe I didn't know, but I'll be looking for, right? I think you should all make a list of the top 10 questions that your clients ask you about landscaping, and those are 10 posts that you can repeat again and again. Not like on a loop, but find different ways to say them, right? Because people will always be looking for that information. Educate, don't sell. Nobody goes on Facebook to buy or sell things. They go on Facebook to connect with people. So you have to play that way if you're going to be successful. And then create buzz. We talked about that. How to tell your stories. Think about how people are consuming it. You know when the most popular time to be on Facebook is? It's the first hour when you get to work, lunchtime, and the last hour before you leave work. Why? Because people are avoiding work. So think about it. We're looking at the news feed. Any minute now, my boss could walk in. I got to close the computer, or the phone's going to ring, and I have to do my job. So I don't have a lot of time. You better tell me what you're going to tell me simply, clearly, and briefly. Right? Lead with what's most important. Don't just say, great story, and put a link. Summarize what makes it a great story, because I may not have time to get to the link. Give me something I can still take away. It's that adding value. Write great headlines. 19% of people will ever see your Facebook page. The rest of them will see it in the news feed only. Only 19% are ever going to the page. So write headlines that get my attention in that news feed. And consider your audience. We all know who our ideal clients are, right? So write for them. Is it a geographic area? Is it a gender? Is it an age? Talk to those people. And who's reading it? How do we know if we're talking to the right people? Well, here's the thing that I like to use. It's called Insights. See the button circled in red? It's on everybody's fan page. You're going to click on that button, and it will give you demographic information about your fans. Okay? You can see that my fans are mostly 35 to 44. I like to work with business owners. Does that work for me? Absolutely. If they were 13 to 17, I'd be in big trouble. Right? And they're mostly in Los Angeles, Mission Viejo, Laguna Niguel, and Irvine. That tells me I'm writing content that appeals to the people I want to talk to. Okay? Publicizing your channel. I'm getting the hurry up sign, so we're going to rush through this part a little bit, but you know why you want people to come. Oh, you're just thumbing up. Good. I like you too. Let's connect on Facebook later. Okay. All right, good. So now I can take all the time I want to tell you why it's important to publicize your channel, because we want to connect with strangers. You want to find people who don't know your business exists yet, right? That's how you expand your network, and that's how you find new customers. Drive traffic to your sites. Good. Find new customers, and they'll come to your website. Terrific. Spotlight your expertise. Good. Now they come to your website, and they think you're good at what you do. Get your brand in front of your target audience, right? How many people go to networking events, right? That's why we're here. It's exactly the same thing online. We're just typing instead of talking. So you want to find people you can network with and make those connections. Here's how you're going to do that. Ready? Use Facebook as Katie Wagner social media. Yours will say the name of your business. If you click that button, it's going to take you anywhere you go on Facebook, but you'll be your company and not yourself. Okay? So first, I want you to click that button. And then I want you to think about who your target audience is. And I want you to use the search box at the top and find pages that also appeal to that target audience. Okay? Want to work with 55-year-old men? Find pages that appeal to 55-year-old men. Want to work with people in Tustin? Find pages that appeal to people in Tustin. Okay? Doesn't necessarily matter if they're in a related industry. You're targeting their fans, not the company itself. Okay? So you're going to find them. What are you going to do?
Flip that back and forth? No, I mean, can you go from use Katie as the social media back to
It's a toggle.
Okay.
So before you log out, make sure to flip it back, or else you're going to have some weird posts. But once you find them, you're going to like their pages. Okay? You're going to like the pages. Yes, it will show up on the left-hand side there, pages you like, and you'll be advertising for them. That's fine. Because when they find out you do it, then you ask them to do it for you too. Right? It's fine. So you're going to put the pages there, you've liked them, right? Now every day when you log in, you hit this home button. It's no longer your personal home because you're using Facebook as your business. Now it's a feed of all those other pages that you like, right? And that's the feed that all the people who are your target audience are also seeing, right? Because we're targeting the fans of those pages. And so the next step is easy. Interact with that content. Write comments, like things, share things with your audience. Whatever it takes, but put your name on their page, right? Do not write, hey, I can cover all your landscape needs. We're not selling, okay? They'll delete you. But say, hey, fascinating article, I really like this part. Say, oh, I've been struggling with that same problem, how did you solve it? Act like a person. If I walked up to you at a networking event and I said, hey, I'm Katie and I'd love to do all your social media needs and here's my pricing and we can arrange a meeting next week, you would be terrified of me, right? Yeah, you'd walk away, absolutely. But if I walked up and said, hey, what do you do? Oh yeah, let me tell you what I do. Oh, how long have you been in business? And we have a conversation, well, you might be happy talking to me all night, right? And that's what we're trying to do online. Become somebody that repeatedly shows up on these pages and the fans of those pages will notice you, right? And if you're intelligent or funny or intriguing enough, all it takes is to click the name of your business and now they're on your page, right? And that's how you put yourself in front of people who didn't know you existed, but now you've got their attention. And then they go to your page, and hopefully the content you're creating here, the stories you're telling, are interesting enough that they'll click the like button and they'll stay. Does that make sense to everybody?
So you just told a really long story
Story of my life.
To show follow fans of other companies your information and vice versa.
Right.
So you're kind of toggling audiences. So it's a way of pushing your brand to those other audiences that aren't your clients, but they're somebody else's clients, but you're expanding your sphere of influence, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Stick with me. We're going on the road. You can explain it.
I have to summarize what you said because there's a lot of details on it.
Yeah. Does everybody else understand that?
I've got a question.
Yes.
How do you
saying is you target your audience, okay? You might target a group of audience. Like, for example, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm a grower of bedding plants.
You're a what? I'm sorry, tell me
I grow bedding plants, you know, petunias, pansies, all that stuff.
Okay.
And most of the contractors here are my customers. Now, I want to target that customer base. Now, most of that customer base either belong to associations such as CLCA or CAN, which is the California Nurses Association, or the board. How do I go? I'm going to tell you what my view of Facebook was up to now.
Okay.
It was a gossip page.
Okay. That's personal Facebook.
That's
this is
what
business.
it was. It was a gossip page, but everybody wanted to know what your college roommate did or which girl he went out with.
And that still exists, just on the print
that's
pages.
always there.
Okay.
Now, how do I target for, okay, you say by using words. How do I target that customer base through Facebook so that I will, for example, target CLCA?
Then like CLCA's page. They actually don't have a page, they have a group, which we can talk about, but search. So in the search box up here at the top, type in contractors, type in associations, find the group pages that they would be members of, right? There's also other affiliate members here. Contractors would be a fan of other affiliate pages, right? So target their pages, right? Target pages of, you know, you guys could all like each other's pages and share networking that way, right? Do I like other social media consultants' pages? Absolutely, because I'd love for their clients to come see me, right?
Well, that's one of the things that we do now. I mean, for me, I use the CLCA advertising their web pages, everything, so that all they got to do is click my logo or the name of my company and go straight to our website.
Okay.
And that way, from there, and one of the things that I have learned through time is that education is important. So if you educate, you sell 10 times more by education than you do by selling.
True.
So with that in mind, see, I like to target that type of audience because, for example, I don't want to sell to the general public.
Right.
I want to sell to that target audience, and that's how I like to find it. Now, like I said, in the past, my thing of Facebook, I'd rather do web pages, emails, because that was targeted to a certain people.
Okay.
Where Facebook was targeted to everybody. And I don't want everybody.
Okay, but I disagree that it's targeted to everybody. Because you can use, every tactic you just told me about, you can use on Facebook. You just have to search for the right people, right? I'm not putting my page anywhere and everywhere and getting people in the parking lot to come like it. I'm targeting business owners, right? Those 460-something people are hopefully business owners in Southern California. That's who I want to work with. So use the keywords. Search landscaping, search contractors. Find pages that lots of those people like. Okay? The other thing is, as much as we hate to say it, Facebook's not going anywhere. And if you don't have a page, 5 years from now, it's as essential as a website, and you will be left behind. And so, you know, we all have to get on board. I mean, I thought I'd be a TV anchor forever, but this changed it. You know, this is new, and this is not going away. All right, now I'm hurrying, right? Okay. Does it work? Quickly. The answer is yes. This is a client of mine, stats from his page. He's a realtor. Social media drives 26% more traffic to his website than search engines do, and he pays for high-end SEO. Facebook traffic alone is equal to traffic from search engines. And if they go from Facebook, they spend 3 minutes on his site and look at 3 pages. If they go from Google, they spend 1 minute and look at a page and a half. Why? Because they already know him by the time they hit that website. It's about warm leads, right? It's about letting them know you. This is a client of mine, they sell big screen TVs. We let people ask questions and we answer them. 2 to 3 people who ask questions on our Facebook page per week go into the store and buy TVs. And we track that. And we know their names, and so we can tell. This person says, I saw the commercial. What's the price of the TV? He hasn't even looked at the website. He doesn't know the price of it. I answer him. He says, you went above and beyond. Thanks so much. He buys a TV the next day. Okay? This is another one. Would you recommend this TV or this TV? I say, here's what I recommend. And he says, thanks. Now I went into the store and I knew which one to check out. Right? You are getting people further in the sales process writes on your page, is this grass better or is this grass? Well, if you take the time to explain them, then you're their expert. They're going back to you the next time they have a question, right? So that's the kind of relationship you have the chance of establishing. And if anyone came up to you in the grocery store and asked you those questions, you'd answer them and you'd give them your card. Same thing. They know where to find you. Play nicely. This is my last slide, I promise. It's about engagement. I told you that number didn't matter. Okay, I talked to somebody earlier who said, but my boss needs to see the numbers. I want you to show them this one. Back in the insights section, people reached this week 15,161 from my 466 fans. Okay, you're talking to a lot more people than just that number. Look at the number below it, 55. That's the people are talking about metric. Okay, that means in the past 7 days, 55 people have posted about my business on their page. And that's how I reach 15,000 people.
That's considered sharing. You say
Sharing,
about me.
or tagging me.
Yeah.
They're posting about me. And so if you want to pay attention to a number, pay attention to the people who are talking, pay attention to how many people you're reaching, because that's your true audience. And look for that engagement. Look for the participation in your page. How much time will this take? 15 minutes a day. Here's how I want you to do it. 5 minutes, post new content. 5 minutes, respond to comments. And 5 minutes, interact with other people's content. Then go back to work.
Go back to that page.
Okay? I taught you how to do all those things tonight. 15 minutes. Twice a day ideal, once a day will do.
So if you have no engagement, you have nobody chatting about you, you have nothing going on, it's just, you're doing something inherently wrong, or you just don't have enough people on your website. Or
I would say your content isn't valuable enough. Or you're not doing enough behind the scenes stuff to expose that content to more people. Right? So write really good posts and then be diligent about your networking. Maybe you skip posting, responding to comments for a minute and make 8 minutes on your interacting behind the scenes. But that is a vital step. And when we work for our clients, we manage pages for our clients, we can tell the difference week to week. How much interaction behind the scenes I do directly relates to how much activity they get. Okay? Yes.
What's the difference between on your website you put the Facebook button versus a Fanpage advice?
So there's 2 types of Facebook buttons on your website. One is just the button that'll take you right to your fan page, right? Everybody needs that button because Google will ding you if you don't have it. That's how important social media is. You get points off in your search results if you don't have those buttons. The second is a like widget, where if you have a page on your website, they can click like and then it shares it on their Facebook page. I think that one's a good thing to have too because it can put your content on other people's pages. I have both on mine.
Is that once on a website, or is that per page? Is that
Per
like
page.
button on every page?
Like buttons on every page, and on mine it's on every blog post. So I put it everywhere I can.
Okay, one more question, Brian.
My biggest question is what do you do with disgruntled clients that have nothing good to say about you on your Facebook?
You respond to them publicly. You do not delete them. Okay, he's asking about people who write negative things on your Facebook wall. You respond to them because nobody believes for a second that your business makes everybody happy 100% of the time. And it says more about you as a business owner to deal with it in the right way and let people see you do that than to hide it. And if you delete them, Facebook's pretty public and there's lots of other sites, and they will come back angrier somewhere else and you won't know about it. So you never block them out. So one of my clients is this electronics retailer. They have 68 stores all over the country. Somebody is posting something about them every 5 minutes, I swear to goodness. And a lot of them are negative because that's human nature. And we always respond and we say, I'm so sorry. What can we do to make you happy? You know, why don't you talk to somebody from our business? And 9 times out of 10, after having that conversation, they will go back and revise what they've written. It's customer service, pure and simple. You're just getting it here instead of a letter to your office or a phone call. So you say, so sorry you feel that way. Can you send the details of your situation to this email address and I'll respond? And then they send it to you, you email them back, you fix it. And then once you feel like they're happy and you fixed it, you go back to your Facebook wall and you write another comment that says, gosh, I'm so glad we got that worked out. I look forward to seeing you